Hi, I'd like to take you on a tour of my needlebook. This is a needlebook I had fun designing, and I've just kind of dreamed up things using wool because I know it's nice to store needles, pins, etc. in wool, in natural wool, because of the lanolin content in the fibers that keeps your needles rust-free and healthy. And so I had a lot of wool scraps, and then I had some squares. I wanted to kind of test various blanket stitches, so I used this as an exercise to learn different styles of blanket stitching. And I also wanted a place where I could keep all of my needles, all from around my house. It seems I had needles tucked in everywhere, and sometimes I would buy repeats because I couldn't find where I had tucked them. Sometimes at a thrift store I might find a little cute sewing notion and bring it home and find that there were sewing needles inside. So I've got an embarrassment of riches as far as needles go. So I wanted a place where they could all live, all be together in one place, and if ever I needed a needle, I knew right where to go. And I wanted it to be portable enough to carry with me. So I created this thinking I would only put needles, perhaps some pins in, and then create another case that held scissors and threads and etc. and the needle book. So a place for all, multiple sewing tools to reside. But because I haven't made that yet, I've tucked in scissors and threads and various things into this book, so you'll get to see it all as we go through. But to begin with, I've got this purple and green cover. It's got a front piece and a back piece that matches. I've attached the elastic cording in the center of the back, and it wraps around and attaches in the front on this central button. And I've embellished it with sashiko. I do love that, the style of Japanese embroidery. So you'll see a lot of projects that I do that are sashiko related. But let's go ahead and begin the tour. We'll open it right up. We just remove the elastic band from the button. And you'll see that this front cover is two-sided. They're all two-sided, but the front and back cover, I've lined the pocket and made a pocket and then lined it, whereas the other double-sided pages don't have that feature. And yeah, so it's lined, and maybe my intent was I'd tuck miscellaneous odds and ends of threads as I'm doing a stitching project. If I was on the go and didn't have a place to tuck them, I'd tuck them in here. I could also put little notions in, like I did with this thread. It's just a long woven bit of thread, various colors, so you can just grasp the color you want and pull one thread out, and you can, so I can stitch if I need to on the go. In the front pocket, I've also got my little pair of rainbow scissors. Pretty cute. But again, my intent was not to have any other tools in here besides needles and pins and their related items. Let's begin with page 1. So again, I'll give you kind of an overview. This is an accordion book, so you'll see both front and back hold needles and pins. And I have bound the pages together with a bridging stitch that I've woven into the blanket stitching that I used to surround each page. This first page, some milliner's needles. These are my favorite needles. I use these most. So I've got milliner's 3, 5, and 6. And as I mentioned, there's a second side. So on the back of the milliner's page, it's the same color because I've got the 7, 9, 10, and 11 milliners as well. Use these all the time. That's the only one where I've got 2 pages worth of one type of needle. There's milliners. And I've gone ahead and stitched each, or embroidered each needle name at the top of each page. My sashiko needles. I just made these little whimsical shapes out of scrap wool fabric, and I had fun with that, picking colors and shapes. These are my bullion needles. I've got regular and long. Embroidery needles. Got 5s, 10s, and then 3s, I believe. And again, I tried to do a different blanket stitch on each page. Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't. And I tried to weave the edges with some complementary colors. I don't know if you can see that in the camera or not, but there's a lot of color in this little bundle of needles. These are my darner needles. Got long and short, 3s and 9s on the shorts. My sharps, these are just your miscellaneous sewing needles. Got a lot of those. Those were I was finding everywhere. Huck needles. Hopefully you can see everything okay. Here's a page of pins. These are my applique pins. I do a lot of applique and reverse applique, and these needles are just so handy. They're small and they don't get in the way, and you need a lot of them, or at least I do. And then here's that back page. Again, a lined pocket. I think in here, what do I have? I've got my leather sashiko thimble. Love this guy. It's one of my faves. And a needle threader. These are things I imagine I would keep in this. That's the back, and then again, now we'll go to the other side. I've got more pins to help in my sewing projects, keep fabrics together. A page to grow on. Is there a needle I don't have? Maybe, maybe not. And then they would go here. I've got tapestry needles. I've got 18, 22, and 24. Weaving needles. These are my beading needles. I've got these lovely curved, fine gauge beading needles. And I've got the curved and I don't know what size 10, I guess that says. Crewel. I don't know where my crewel needles are. I'll have to put out a little search for those. I know I've got them somewhere. Chenille needles. That's another one I use a lot. A little thread stuck in there. I've got, for chenilles, I've got 18, 20s, and 24s. Oh, actually, looks like these are 20s and these are 24s. And then this is the back side of my milliner's needles, my other sizes that I love. So 7, 9, 10, and 11. And that's my little needle bundle. Got all these different blanket stitches here, you'll see. And I must say that these, the weaving stitches, the bridging stitches that attached one page to another, they were very time consuming, but I feel like they're pretty happy, especially with these colors, these rainbow colors. So I've tried to get all my needles in one place and be as efficient as possible in my sewing projects. And I hope you've enjoyed this little tour, and I hope it inspires you to get a little creative and work on some stitches that maybe you'd like to learn or perfect. Little craft ideas that might work in your situation. It was a fun little project to design and put together, and I look forward to using it in showing you some of the projects I'm working on. that is a little beginning tour for you. Oh, by the way, I thought I had all my needles and such in here, but if you look over here, what do we have? Ah, a hole. Those are my other pins, and I don't have a place for those. I'm going to leave them there. My least favorite pins, little straight pins. Anyway, that's it for today, and I thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to showing you something else in the future. Until then, take care.